Most of the behavioral issues involving the head are usually training problems, so I'll leave that to the trainer.
Well, I think a lot of times, behavioral issues with the head is a lot of things. I mean, as you approach a horse, if they shy away from you, there would be some concern. Or how a horse were to carry their head. For instance, if one ear's up and one's back and their head's cocked, then there's some concerns that need to be, probably addressed. A lot of times when you introduce a bit to a horse's mouth, if they don't, take it easily, or if they act sore, or if they shy away, there could be an issue with their teeth. So I think there's a lot of things to look at, not just one specific thing. Sometimes if a horse, were to get a bath and get some water in their ear and their ear gets infected, I mean, there's a lot of issues. So it's one, when you approach the horse, to see how they react to you. They don't shy away, they don't spook. Or if you go to put the bit in their mouth, how they react to that. And always watch their ears, because when a horse's ears are forward, you pretty much have you have their full attention. When they're back, they're not, or when they're cockeyed or the horse's head is tilted, there could be something, maybe even a sinus issue or something with their ears or something like that, where maybe you need to call a veterinarian and have them looked at.
Most of the time, what I found is you're looking for symmetry, number one. I like to approach a horse to make sure that they still are, they can visualize you. And then we go ahead and move around certain areas, and then I move their head and neck from each side to see if they can go ahead and move their head around, because a lot of times it can be a secondary problem due to let's say a neck injury or soreness or something of that nature. And I like to make sure that the obvious is, like they don't have nerve damage or something of this nature, that you look for their nose and their muzzle is not tilted to one side or the other, which is a primary sign of nerve damage. That they can go ahead and bring their head around both directions, and that they don't have a lack of tone in the musculature of their face and this sort of thing. And there's no discharge on one side, or there's not something stuck in their mouth, whatever. All these things can affect their overall behavior or the head position or what they do with their head. And of course, as far as their ears are concerned, we'll do a cursory examination of just the external ear itself, and sometimes even look down into the ear and make sure that there's not an obstruction, something hasn't gone in there's not an insect or infestation of some sort, or something is basically, as a problem with their ear being dirty and there'd be a bunch of wax buildup in there. Sometimes that can really affect horses.